Hey, and welcome to Angular 5 from scratch, creating your first app. In part 1, we're going to set up your development environment, install the Angular CLI, and create a new app. Now let's get into it. Now the first thing you're going to need to do this is to install Node.JS. Node basically provides the backbone framework for the development server we're going to use, and it also provides npm, which gives us the ability to install the packages. Now I normally go with 8.9.3 LTS. You can go with the current version, 9.3. But I find I like to stick with LTS versions just because it's LTS. Now, the next thing you'll need to do is use the Angular CLI. To do that, we can run the install process, which we'll go over in a minute. This is the website. There's great documentation and a quick rundown right here of how to get everything going. But that's what we're going to use right there. Okay, so moving through, this is just showing the versioning. I've already got everything installed, but you can see there I've got npm version 5.6, Node, and Angular 1.6.1. So let's just jump into a source folder here. Right, okay. The next thing that I will do actually, jump back over to here. Now this is what we need to do to start an app, ng, new, and then the application name. Now I'm going to do a little bit more than that, but we'll look at that in just a moment. Now this is the Angular website, angular.io. All the information you need on Angular is here, what it is, how it works. The documentation is fantastic. You can see the most stable version just there on the left-hand side of the page. Essentially, everything you're going to need to get started and understand exactly what it is you're going to be using Angular for is available here. Go with the Getting Started page, quick rundown, resources. Okay, so these are the IDEs that are available, or the most commonly used ones. I use Visual Studio Code because I'm used to Visual Studio and also because it is amazing. Available on every platform, which makes it great. And this is it. So let's kick off this project then. ng, and then new, then the name of the app. Now we're going to make an employee management app. So employee manager. And here's a couple of other things I'm going to add to this as well. -- prefix. Now what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to set the prefix for our components so that they don't clash with any of the HTML components. And we'll use em and -- routing. This will install the routing component into Angular, into the application, so that we don't have to make any of that ourselves. It'll already be wired in and we can go straight ahead and start running this. So I'll just open the folder that it's created now. Employee manager, and open. And on the right hand side, you can see the welcome screen. On the left hand side, here's our app as it's been built. Just going to commit this straight away. You don't have to use Git if you don't want to. I just, as a force of habit, I always do. And here is the application. So E2E contains testing. Node modules is all of the bits and pieces from Node.js. And your app resides in the source folder. Angular-CLI.json. This provides a lot of configuration for your application, how it works, a lot of the different parts of it, project name, root, output directory, icons, index page, style sheets, all of it. All of that's controlled in here. The beauty of this you'll see later. There's that prefix that we've added before. But in the upcoming components of this module, we'll see a few different areas where this file shows you how things work. Right, so into the source folder, this is your app as it stands. We'll start with index.html, as you always do. And you can see there it's pretty empty. But there is this, em-root. Now em is the prefix for our application, and that is saying that the root module of the application is going to go there. So by default, if we jump into the app directory, it will show you where all of those things are, but we can show you here as well. Main.ts, this shows you your root. It's saying the bootstrap is going to bootstrap app module, and then app module defines the component that will start. So jump into the app, and there it is there. So you see you've got the app module, app component spec, which is for testing, and then the HTML, CSS, and the routing module. Let's have a look at the app module. And in the app module, you can see there that we've already got some declarations in there. We've imported some bits and pieces from Angular. We've declared the app component, which is the initial component, the browser module, the routing module. So the title of the app there in the component is EM, and you can see here EM root as the selector. If we jump back into the index, EM root is there. So that's essentially saying select this component by adding a tag em-root. And here we're defining that the HTML template for this component is the component.html. And there's the router outlet. Now the router outlet is going to be where anything that we navigate to using this router, where that component is going to appear in the page. Essentially, that's going to be the body area of your application. It's going to be where all of your application runs, where it loads. Everything outside of that is going to be on its own. So let's start up the server here, ng-serve. Now -o is going to open the browser, so once it's compiled the app, it will fire up your browser of choice and navigate to the local development server on localhost 4200. And there it is. That's the straight up app that you get from the CLI. It's, as you can see, very basic. It's got your name there and the project title EM. Now where is that coming from? So if you go into the template HTML, you can see welcome to and then title. When you hover over that, the IDE is telling you that's a property of the app component. And these curly braces here, that's string interpolation. That's basically one-way binding. So if we jump in here, you can see the property title, and it's currently set to EM. And at the bottom there, you can see that's the compiler running in the terminal. If I make a change here and set this to employee manager, you'll see the compiler fire up straight away and it will recompile the entire app. If we flip over straight to the browser, just like magic, there it is. Employee manager hits the display. That's one of the real advantages of using the Angular compiler and Angular in general. You get a lot of this out of the box now. Alright, thanks for watching. Here's some links. I'm going to be putting up some videos in the next couple of days to follow this up, and we're going to create an entire working app. Thanks for watching.